Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. Now in its 11th season, this inspiring show brings together powerful voices and conversations designed to help you lead with purpose and live with intention. Rebecca is the CEO of RHG Media Productions, founder of Your Purpose-Driven Practice, an international best-selling author, co-host of the Women Rising TV show series, and a media personality who has been featured on ABC, NBC, Fox, Huffington Post, and Thrive Global. Now, here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And I can't believe it's June already, that we are already almost halfway through June. I hope that you are enjoying this summer month, that it is bringing a beautiful new pace to your rhythm and to life. And you're taking time to really look at it. It's a great checkpoint halfway through the year, looking at what did I set as intentions as I began the year? How am I moving forward on those? And then as you're looking ahead towards the end of the year, what are some steps you can continue to take to bring those things forward? And one of the things I really like to focus on in the summer months is shining, meaning how are we fully showing up in our life? Not treating it like a dress rehearsal. Next time I'll do that. Next time I'll show up. But really taking the opportunity to step forward and share your gifts and talents with the world, because you have today. Today matters. How you choose to show up. If you choose to make that call, if you choose to reach out, if you choose to share, we have today. And the rest we're planning on, we're hoping for, but the choices you make today matter. And I'm really excited to have our amazing guest on. I'm going to share a little bit about her in our upcoming segment. But I love that she has done so much in her life and really leans into reinventing herself and helping others do that and helping people step forward on purpose, not by accident, on purpose, and with confidence. So she's a perfect guest for us to have as we have this halfway point in the year, looking back at our intentions and goals and living more and more in alignment and on purpose, and then looking ahead, how are our next 6 months going to look, and a year from now, how are we going to become more and more who we are? And I know that there is something here for you today by the very nature of you tuning in. And I want you to be able to get the most out of our time together. So here's what I invite you to do, is to pause. Any multitasking you're doing, set that aside. This is your time for you to receive, to be poured into, to grow, to be inspired, to learn some new tips, perspectives, techniques that you can start to embrace and take into your life. So to do that, you want to be purposeful, intentional about receiving, opening, listening. So let's take a deep breath together. Bringing all that oxygen in, and then breathe out like you're breathing out through a straw. And I like to picture as I'm breathing in all this support, expansion, new perspectives. And I breathe out those things that no longer serve with gratitude and appreciation, but they don't need to take space inside of me anymore. So I breathe them out, and that creates room and space for more. And as we're doing this intentional breathing, it lowers our stress levels, our cortisol levels. We become more present. You'll even notice your shoulders dropping down and relaxing a little bit, that you get to just be open and receive. So in this space, I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And let's take a moment to check in and see, what is it that you need to support you? What is it that is coming forward that you're being reminded of, that you need, that you're looking for? What is it that you need today that will help encourage, empower, and support you? Just receive that information. Take another breath. Open up your eyes, become fully present, and I encourage you to write down what was laid on your heart. So often we're moving so quickly, we can miss what that still small voice, what our heart is whispering to us. And when you hear it, it's a gift. It can be so supportive of you. So write it down. Really take the time to appreciate what your heart is reminding you of, is sharing with you today. Write that down and keep that paper in front of you. I anticipate it will have many bullet points and notes as we go through our time together today of things that will be in alignment and supportive of you. So you want to capture those as those come forward. And with that, Latasha, I'd love to hear from you. What was laid on your heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
Well, good morning, and I hope everyone is doing well this morning. And when I was thinking about it, when I had my eyes closed, I was thinking about being surrounded by supportive people, especially women, because at a time like this, we all need someone that you can lean on, that you're not afraid to be creative and say what's really on your heart without being judged. So that was on my heart this morning. And I think that's very important for women to have that kind of support.
Beautiful. I love that. Listeners, I hope you can feel that connection. This is an opportunity. We get to come together as women, supporting each other, lifting each other, learning from each other, and we get to be and grow together. And I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love this, without judgment that you mentioned as well, because I think it's a gift when people are willing to be vulnerable and share who they are. And even if we say the wrong thing, we meant something else, people can tell. It's okay. we just go forward.
Yes.
It's more about the connection and being in that space than a particular word or a certain way something is said or positioned. It's really about that connection. And that's what just came to my heart with your share in this time that we have to connect in together. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. It's about connection, not perfection. I hope that's a relief to everyone. Take some of the pressure off that we get to be, and that's enough. And we get to support and come alongside each other. We are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And as we do so, listeners, I want you to stay in this heart space. Continue to see what's bubbling up as you think about that support, releasing that perfection. I don't know where that rumor got started, and really embracing more of who we authentically are. And we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow Voice America at Facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope your heart has shared some beautiful things with you, that you've enjoyed this time of connection and being and getting to just receive. That can be so powerful. Well, I'm excited to more formally introduce our guest. You got to meet her on a heart level in the opening segment. And I wanted to just share a little bit of her background. And this is just a snapshot. So I'm going to encourage you to dig in, learn even more about Latasha. But I wanted to give you a kind of a snapshot for our conversation for those of you who are just meeting her. So Latasha is a retired U.S. Navy senior chief, E8, an award-winning designer, #1 best-selling author, and speaker with over 25 years of service. She is the visionary behind Boss Lady Bling, Blingy Boutique. She is a director for the GSFE South Bay San Diego chapter, co-host of the San Diego Women Rising America. It's a TV show series that I encourage all of you to lean into and check out. And she's a recipient of multiple honors, including the President's Volunteer Service Award, the gold level, and a global iconic change maker. She's absolutely passionate about empowering you to live a purpose-driven and confident life. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful, dynamic, creative, and confident Latasha Fennell. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Excited to have you joining us today. And I wanted to start our conversation with why. Why is this work of empowering others, particularly women, to live in this way? Why is that so important to you?
It's very important to me because for so long growing up, I saw women had only a certain spot that they can shine in. And we so often get criticized as women, what you can do and what you can't do. So serving in the military alongside other women, I thought it was very important we can sometimes live outside that box, that expectation of what we're supposed to be doing. And we as women, we do it all anyway, but we're afraid to shine and do the most when you know that you can without being judged. So I love to help women shine even bigger and brighter because they deserve to allow people to see who they are.
Thank you for sharing that. I love that. I think so often we wait for permission.
Yes.
Do you find that as well, that we're waiting for someone to say, okay, now shine, go, you can do this now, instead of just stepping forward? And when you see that, how do you, I don't know if you struggle with that yourself or not, or you see it in those that you work with, how do you help them through that?
I see it a lot, especially when I was serving, because they're like they're not sure the timing. It's always, as women, we always say the time is not right. It's whether you're being a mom, a wife, or you're waiting for a promotion that you deserved 10 years ago. So I like to step in and say, it's always going to be something. So the time is now. Stop waiting for tomorrow, because tomorrow isn't promised to any one of us. So do it now. Do it broke. Do it scared.
But do it. Yeah.
But do it.
Oh, thank you. Great advice. And you're right. We use that timing reason so often. It's not quite right. Or when I do this, then I will do that. When this is finished, then I will. So I love this calling forth to step forward now. This is what the time that we have is today, that we can each step forward, and we're needed. So I appreciate you standing in that so clearly and powerfully for others. You've gone on an interesting journey. So a very successful naval career into a very successful designer and entrepreneur. And I'd just love for you to share a little bit of that journey with us.
Well, in the military, we're told how to dress, what time to be there, and the work that we're gonna complete and do for the day. But being an entrepreneur, I got to do it my way. I had the structure, and my job in the military, I was a logistics specialist. So I knew how to work well with people, and I knew how to work with a lot of people and work under stress. So being an entrepreneur and going out there to shine and being able to wear what I wanted to wear, I felt like a lady, like a woman. And I felt like I was unstoppable because I was on my own time. And not that it was easy. I just felt like it was the right time, and I could do it without, shame, and without, knowing that I was going to be, we all fail at something, but failing felt right to get it right, if that makes sense.
I'd love for you to explain that a little bit, because I think we have this fear of failure and we stop sometimes. And I'd love for you to expand on that a little bit.
Yeah, when most people fail, it takes them a while to get back up, or they never get back up. I often fail at a lot of things, and it's not that we go online on social media and tell the world that we fail at something. Some of us hide and never tried again because of that fear. I try to fail purposely so that I can learn, because I feel like when you fail at something, you learn how to win, and I'm addicted to winning. So, so when I fail, I just keep learning, or I find the person that knows how to help me win so that I can show and share to other people.
I love that. Thank you for sharing a different perspective on failure than I think many of us have. And I like that assurance. You don't have to go on social media and tell everybody, but you can learn from it and grow. And I have a good friend of mine, Dr. Cheryl Lenz, and she always says she wants to fail faster so she can succeed sooner.
Yes.
And you learn so much in that it's just part of the process to being successful, to learning, to growing. And I don't know why we have that weird stigma attached to it, but it's okay. And okay, that's how not to do it. Let's try this. That didn't work. We won't do that again. We'll do this now.
It's because of shame, and you're going to be judged, But secretly, a lot of people have felt in that same way and hadn't said anything about it because they were ashamed. And they never tell you that, oh, I fell and I did the same thing, when they could have helped you,
Correct. Don't go down that path. I already know. Here's what I learned. I'll fast track you here.
Exactly.
Yeah. It would be beautiful for more of us to share what we've learned on the journey. And so curious on your journey as you made this huge transition, because it's a very structured kind of environment, to entrepreneur, where you're creating the structure in your own environment and building what you are called to build the way you're called to build it. Was there anything that surprised you on that journey?
Oh, yeah. I thought I had it all planned out. I thought that it was going to be, me and my spouse. The way I looked at it, I thought it was going to be so blingy. And I end up doing it alone, a lot of people think like, hey, your plan A is going to be your plan A. I'm now on plan D.
I love that. Well, I was thinking, especially with your skill in logistics, I could see how you've got the plan. This is how it goes. Let's implement the plan, and then surprises. It can change along the
Yes,
way.
it
But I love
changed
that you.
along the way.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like how you have alternate plans. That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So,
But
any
the plan is
tip that
never
you
to
would
quit.
share around that
Yeah.
to any of our listeners that are maybe looking at going through a change or a transition like this, or their own transition? Any tip or suggestion you might give them?
I would say start now, and don't get scared. There's going to be some scary moments, or you're just not sure if it's going to work. But like I said, I'm on plan D. Sometimes A don't get you exactly where you want to be. So there's B, C, and D. But, I started in 2018 while I was still serving. So I always had a foot outside of the box, because I knew that was something that I liked, but I still served, during my time. But I did that on nights and weekends, and because I was passionate about it. And I felt like if you're doing something that you love, you're never going to be able to turn it off. So make sure whatever it is that you want to do, you love it. You love it where you could never quit.
I love that. So tying into that a little bit, I'm so curious about this name, the Boss Lady Bling. And it wasn't just one bling. So Blingy Bling, Bling Blingy Boutique. As I'd love for you to share a little bit of how you came up with that name and how it's reflecting some of your passion, because I've heard you use that word bling and blingy a few times in our conversation already. So I know those are important words for you.
Yes. First of all, it's funny because in the military, you're not allowed to be bling and blingy. So I would always push the limits with the uniform. Whether it was a bling bracelet or a blingy pin, I would try to add something, or I always had something in my hand. And in the military, they call it gear drift. So my sailors helped me come up with the name Boss Lady Bling Blingy, because I was always on their case about being, looking great in uniform and, walking the walk. So I used to catch them marking me when I would come in the morning. They would always say some of the things that I would say, and it's like, "Here come Boss Lady, everyone be quiet." And so it was at that moment where I was like, hey, I need a name for my business. And one of my sailors would say, oh, you should just name it Boss Lady Bling. And immediately I went to social media and typed in Boss Lady. And there were so many boss ladies on Instagram. I'm like, there certainly can't all be boss. So and so I was like, okay, since everyone is saying, oh, she always have something bling and blingy. So I was like, that's it. Boss Lady Bling Blingy. And for sure, there was not one Boss Lady Bling Blingy. And I just added a 4 to it because I wanted to stand out, and I went straight to the bank with that name. And it was all over everything that I did.
Beautiful. I love it. Thank you for sharing that story. I love that. And how it's something just so core to who you are that you've been able to harness and bring forward, and how you've been identified by others, how they see you as well. So you've been able to harness all of that and bring it forward powerfully. I love it.
Thank you.
Well, we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do so, I was curious, Latasha, did you have something you want our listeners to reflect on or think about based on, what you've shared already with us today?
Well, I would love for them to know that every day is different. So you have an opportunity to go out there to do something that you want to do for yourself every day. And don't be afraid to be, oh, no, just don't be afraid to put yourself first. Because we often get scared that people will call you selfish if you put yourself first sometime.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Listeners, wonderful things to reflect on, putting yourself first. What is something you can do for you today that's supportive of you, aligned, and a step you can take in that or do today? Make it happen. So reflect on that, and we will continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
A little birdie told me Voice America is on X. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you become a member yet? Sign up now to become a member of Voice America. It's always free and easy. Plus, you get to take advantage of some great member benefits. Get unlimited access to millions of hours of on-demand content across all of our channels. Keep track of your favorite episodes, shows, and hosts in your own customizable library. Find out what shows you might be interested in based on your favorites. Plus, you get insider access with our newsletter. Membership gives you more. Sign up at voiceamerica.com and click register at the top right.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at Rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had an opportunity to really think about what is something I could do just for me today. What's something you could do just for you? This is a halfway point through the day, just like we're talking about a halfway point through the year, that if you're listening to us live in the Pacific Coast, we're at a halfway point in the day almost. It's a great time to just check in. And did I remember to do something for me today? Because I know days can go by where I forget. So I love that suggestion that Latasha has given us. And I encourage you to just be taking notes as she shares with us just some beautiful insights and perspectives and reminders that we can all embrace and really move forward in. So Latasha, I just wanted to continue our conversation, and I wanted to go back to Boss Lady Blingy Boutique. You shared your journey with that, a little bit of that name. And I'd love for you to share, what is it? What does this boutique do? What is its mission? What do you love about it? And what are you bringing to the world through it?
Well, I'm able to reach back out and make women look good, because when you look good, when you put on your new clothes, your new dress, your new shoes, and you have your accessories, you often feel amazing. You get to walk out there and people say, "Oh, I love your dress. I love your earrings." It makes you feel a certain way. And sometimes women, we need just that because we have the world on our shoulders. So when you dress up, you feel amazing.
I love that. And you can just see the walk sometimes of
Oh, yeah.
people, that feel
You
really
walk
great.
differently, right? You
You
walk
do.
differently, you switch a little bit, you smile,
Uh-huh.
because you look good, you feel good.
Exactly. And you're open and engaging and confident. You can just see it when people are feeling good and aligned in that way. So I love that you are helping people do that. And do you help them find their own bling? Is it different for everyone, or how does that part work? Because I know bling is an
Oh,
important thing to you.
absolutely. And I
Specialty.
know, yes, that's my specialty, but
Yeah.
I know everyone don't like bling as much as I do. So I try to get them to just add a little sparkle, just to brighten up their day. And they end up loving it and they can't stay away.
I love
So,
that. And
um,
what's an example of a sparkle? I'm thinking that might be a new concept for some of our listeners.
when they're wearing their blazers to work, maybe put a little bling on the blazer or their earrings or even their shoes, something to get them noticed. Because I think when it's whatever you have on, when you walk in a room, people automatic notice if you
Mm.
show up your best self, because you're going to be smiling and you're going to
Mhm.
feel good and you're not going to be as nervous as you were when you just blend in and no one notice who you are or if you're even talking because they're overlooking you.
Well, and I think it create a conversation because I think so often we have trouble breaking the ice or what do we talk
Hmm.
about? And when someone wears something distinctive like that, it's an easy thing to start a conversation around and it stands out and everybody smiles and sharing about it is what I find.
That's absolutely correct because I never pass out business card. I every day when I leave my home, I wear something blingy. And
Mhm.
someone says, "Oh my God, I love your shoes. I love your hair bow, or I love your jacket." And now I get to tell them what I do without even, bothering them about a business that they didn't even want to talk about.
I love it. It's the bling superpower.
Yes.
Bling power. I love it. Beautiful. And I love that you tailor that and honor every woman and how they're made and their comfort level with
Oh,
bling,
yes.
finding their way forward is beautiful. So I know you also so specialize in bling, absolutely, and that your brand really seeks to empower women, especially veterans. And I just wanted to see if there's anything you wanted to share in that vein or add to our conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, for 25 years, I was told what uniform and what time to show up. So, return from the military. Now you're in the civilian world and you're kind of lost because the world kept moving. We were already told, we already have a sea bag of clothes that we need to wear, and we know what uniform to put on for whatever ceremony. But as a woman entering the civilian life all over again, as a different, person, they don't know how to show up, you know it's like showing up to an interview. You need to find, okay, what are you supposed to be wearing? So that's where I kind of help to make sure that they're ready to knock
Mhm.
it out the park when they walk in the door.
Beautiful. And how supportive that is because that first glance is a first impression when we meet people. So
Mm-hmm.
to have someone really help us put ourselves together in such a way that we're really aligned powerfully with who we are, how we're wanting to show up in the world, that's reflected on the outside with a little flair, a little bling as well is very supportive of so many people. I love that. Did you ever find we talked about how you'll find people walk differently. Um, is there anything else that you notice when someone starts to find their new look and how they are wanting to show up in the world? Have you noticed other things? The confident walk, showing up powerfully.
Oh yes, they want more bling because
The power of bling.
it's the power of bling, and it brings out another side of especially if you were going through some things, sometimes we like gray and we like black. So we stick to those colors. So you don't bring the other side of you out when you just continue to do the same routine, the same thing. They become more lighter and fun and, want to go out and mingle and talk to people. Because sometimes, when you're just comfortable and you just stay in one spot, you don't meet the right people to explore things that you never thought that you would do.
Mm. And to grow and learn. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
when you're meeting people, you're learning, whether you know it or not. You're learning something new every day. And that's the goal. Every day you should learn something new.
Beautiful. That's tweetable. Every day we should learn something new.
Absolutely.
I love that with those connections. Now, with these designs that you're creating, I just wanted to add in a little bit of how are they unique from other things that we see perhaps in the fashion industry?
So right now I'm creating Blingy tie necklace. It's actually a male tie, and I style it and add bling and whatever your favorite color is. And I tie it up so that when you wear it around your neck, when you're going to work, when you're going out to dinner or hanging out, it still gives you that boss lady look, confident, classy, and sexy, but powerful.
I love that, really owning it in such a dynamic way. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Now, you have a busy life. And how do you balance being a designer, a speaker, a community leader, all the different hats that you wear? How do you balance all of that so you continue to have energy and enjoy what you're doing? And it takes a different kind of space to be able to be creative too and carve out room and energy for that. So how do you balance all of that?
Well, like today, for instance, not every day I have an order to bling something. So I go and teach class. Today I'm going to be teaching boots to business. So the military have a class where they're going to be entrepreneurs. They're returned, so they want to go and run their own business. So I set aside days and I go by appointments for my boutique. So when I don't have appointments, I'm teaching. And when I'm not teaching, I'm writing or I'm out, in entrepreneur groups talking to people to see where I can fit in, or I'm doing community service. I purposely do those things so that I'm not tired. You never get bored. And it's always been in my heart just to help. And so it keeps me going. So next week I schedule everything. So I know what I'm doing almost every day.
But you mix it up in such a way that it stays engaging and fun and diverse in what you're doing. I love that.
So I don't get tired, because you see sometimes people would do one particular thing and they get burnt out.
Yep.
So I know that I'm good at a lot of things and I'm good with working with my hands and helping. So I'm kind of all over the map. So by the time you discover that blingy jacket, I'm in someone's classroom talking about boots to business.
I love that. And that actually, so another hat that you're wearing as an instructor. And I'd love for you to share a little bit about the book that you wrote and brought forward, from combat boots, it ties into the boots there, into blingy high heels. I'd love for you to share a little bit about your book.
Yeah, so my book is 25 chapters, and it came out on the 25th of January, and the reason why I wrote the book is, and this from comeback boots to blingy high heels, because for so long, for 25 years, I served. So that's where the 25, 25, 25 comes in. It's because I want people to know that that's not the end of your story. Now I'm being able to wear those heels because so long I wore the boots. I did the hard stuff. Now I'm able to look and feel like a lady. And I want people to know, like, hey, don't give up on yourself. You're meant to do it all. Don't just second guess yourself or think that that's it for you. Because so many times I see they're saying, oh, well, all I know is military. So they go back and they work for the military. When they gave you all the skills and all the tools that you need for your toolbox to be great in life. So I took all of those tools and I'm still using them, and I'm being amazing, blingy amazing out here as a civilian.
I love it. I'm smiling as you share, and all the skills that you've been able to bring forward and use in so many different ways, and that you're now reaching out and helping others. So anyone out there who is maybe looking to start their own business or reinvent themselves, do you have a tip or some advice you might share with them?
Oh, absolutely. Don't be afraid to ask. So many times we never ask the right questions, or we want to, but we're afraid. So I also, like I say, I work in the community and I'm learning from others. I run a small group here in San Diego. It's GSFE. That's Global Society for Female Entrepreneurs. But it's a huge group, but I just run the one in San Diego. So I help women that start in a business or been in a business for a very long time. They're stuck with their website, or they're afraid to talk to people, or they need to collaborate to get them back up and running. So we do a lot of that. So if anyone is in questions or need anything, hey, I work right alongside with SBA, so I'm able to help and give them the information or point them in the right direction.
That's beautiful. So would you recommend that they look up a group like that in their area?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Because you're in the local chapter, and absolutely, we're going to have you share your contact information so people can lean in. And it would be great to look up a local chapter and ask those questions, get support, have someone come alongside you that, like we were talking about earlier, that you don't have to fail the same way. Maybe somebody will share, oh, I did that. Try this instead. Go right to my plan C. You don't have to start on the plan A. I already learned that. Oh, I love it. Well, we are getting ready to go to our next commercial here and commercial break. So listeners, these are 2 minutes for you to really think about what Latasha has shared with us. And I want you to take a look at what you're wearing, and where is that flair or bling, as Latasha would say. Or is there something you can just add on today that would give you that little bit of flair, bling, that makes you smile? And then that smile becomes contagious. We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or would like to connect with Rebecca or today's guest, we'd love to hear from you. You can email Rebecca at rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. You can also find free resources, empowering articles, and inspiration through Continue the Momentum and RHG Magazine, created to help you keep moving forward in your purpose. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you discovered a flare or a bling or a bracelet or something that just kind of makes your heart happy, makes you smile. And that's something that you can just put on just for you. And then it becomes a great conversation starter, engagement point as you go out into the world. So I hope that that's something you take action on today to do based on our conversation. And Latasha, I just have enjoyed getting to know you and hearing some of your journey and what you shared with us. And I wanted to give the listeners an opportunity to be able to go deeper with you and connect with you. So what is the best way people have your listeners, my people have your paper and pen ready? So Latasha, what is the best way for us to connect in with you and go deeper?
My website is bossladyblingy.com. You can also find my book, From Comeback Boots to Blingy High Heels, on my website. Also on Amazon, From Comeback Boots to Blingy High Heels. And you can also go to your local Barnes and Nobles. It's also on the shelf there, or you can order it online. And often people text, especially if you're doing custom. I also do a lot of custom pieces. You can reach me at 619-617-4586, or you can visit me at the boutique at 2031 Commercial Street, San Diego, California.
Perfect. And all that information they'd be able to find on your website as well, if they need.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. I like to have a go-to place.
The other thing, I know a lot of people love social media.
Mm-hmm.
I am on Instagram and Facebook at Lady Blingy, and that's LADIEBLINGY 4.
On social media for people to be able to reach out and connect. And then I know you're also part of the Women Rising America TV show series in San Diego that I know, is it still being filmed, or is it?
We're finished filming. Okay. Right now, we're in the process of the show being sold. Mm-hmm. It's a wonderful show. The 8 of us, and I'm loving it so far. Everyone was able to come together and be themselves and tell everyone what they're doing and how to overcome some things that, has happened in their life. So I am excited to see it air on TV pretty soon here. So we're just like in the waiting zone.
I love it. So we'll all stay tuned and wait for when that will be released, which is exciting. And I'm part of the San Francisco Women Rising series, and we're just beginning the filming journey. So we're excited so far. All the ladies are just wonderful. We're enjoying getting to know each other and kind of growing, because you grow together as you do the show series. So we're watching you guys closely.
Yeah. We had fun, though. We had fun. We drove each other crazy, but we absolutely had fun.
I love it. Yep. So we're excited as we begin that journey too. And I just so appreciate you in all the things that you're doing, that consistent commitment to helping empower and lift women up. And I just thank you for the work that you're doing in the world.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And listeners, I really encourage you to lean in and connect with Latasha, go deeper, definitely look for her book. And as we start to bring the show to a close, I wanted to see if you had anything on your heart that you wanted to remind our listeners of, something that they can carry with them as they go back out into the world.
Absolutely. I have a mentor. Her name is Robbie Motter, and her famous word is just show up. You never know what's going to happen if you just show up. We don't compete, we complete. So just show up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for your wisdom, for passing Robbie's wisdom on as well, sharing so richly and deeply with us today. Listeners, I hope you have a page full of notes. I encourage you to look back at the beginning at what your heart whispered to you and see what has come forward in our time together, and what are the things, one thing you are taking action on today. Maybe it's finding that bling. Maybe it's looking up Latasha's book. Maybe it's finding, what is that thing I'm going to do for me today? What is that thing you're going to do for you today? Take action. And I know we can feel the day kind of pulling at us. And so I always like to remind you, you get to be in charge, not the day. You're in charge. You get to choose. So take a few minutes at the end of our time together today for you, and really choose how you want to be, who you want to be, and then decide what you're choosing to engage with in the day and step forward in that way. Remember that you are absolutely needed just as you are, perfectly, beautifully, wonderfully made. I was even part of a book project that was perfectly imperfect, reminding ourselves that we get to keep growing, and showing up, as Latasha said, makes such a difference. That's sharing the gift of who you are with the world. And that, to me, is the biggest gift you can give, is more of you, who you truly, authentically are, bling and all. Be willing to bring that forward. Be willing to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone, and we'll look forward to talking to you next time.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.